All right. Hello, and welcome to this podcast for the second season of the Collegiate Draft League. I'm your host, Okozar, and I'm here joined here by my two friends.
I'm Juice Mix Oranges. You can also just call me Jeremy. Either works.
KrishKabob.
All right, cool. And we're here to do a quick tier list ranking of the draft. So for for the cartridge division. There is another division, but yeah, we're doing it for the cartridge division, and we're going to see. We're just gonna make a quick tier list, and we're gonna have a great time. All right, we'll go ahead and
Yeah.
start in just draft order.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're gonna start with the rain is heavy, Raijin, and can you guys tell me what you guys are noticing from about this draft here?
They have Trick Room, they have Tailwind, so they have good form speed control. That's like one of the most important things.
Mm-hmm.
They got their Mega for really, really cheap, and it was a really good Mega
hmm
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Frostlass gives you a good when it gives you good weather. It's also really fast. I've used Frostlass myself. It's my favorite mega. They're gonna have a good time with it. Uh,
Yeah, a lot of the teammates also really benefit from that kind of bulky offense style that kind of leans into Trick Room or a Tail Room kind of play style. And so Frostlass being able to very quickly set up Aurora Veil for partners like Farigiraf or Primarina will be very beneficial for them as well.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Overall, like we also have like we do have good. We do have some slow Pokemon. It does make me question. Frostlass is really fast. So it operates generally the best outside of Trick Room and usually inside Tailwind.
Mm.
But I'm noticing a lot of the other attackers here, except for maybe, I don't know, Mamoswine, are generally pretty slow here. Meowscarada is also pretty fast.
Lucario's fast.
Mm-hmm. Overall,
Yeah.
do think they cover their types pretty well as well. Uh, so they made good use of their points. So
Yeah,
overall, I
I
think
agree.
Yeah,
it's
getting
yeah, good.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, getting the mega for 5 points, especially such a good mega, was really helpful in getting pretty good picks like Lucario, Skeledirge, and Meowscarada. Like you were saying, they kind of function more in a fast style, but they definitely can fit a choice scarf user or kind of clean up after the tricker mode is over. So that could also be very beneficial for them. I also think Mamoswine in particular, it's got 80 base speed, so it's kind of in that like awkward middle that makes it really good for a tail room team because it can go really fast. Really, choice scarf war could run like a brave nature and really thrive inside of trick room, especially with like earthquake and protect near a skirmy or a gliscor as well.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Overall, they have good options to them, and overall, really just getting the mega for the such a good mega for that little points is gonna be allows them to have like a higher average base stat total overall because of their free picks. So overall, I think they are going to be have the options and tools to do pretty well into any opponent they come across. Overall, though, what do you feel fellows feel like they are for ranking in tier?
I'd say A tier because
Mm-hmm.
this is pretty solid diversity of types and speeds.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool.
Yeah, I won't be good at the actual tier list part because I'm low key scared of every team right now, just looking based off matchups. So yeah, I think with the 12 Pokemon format of this league, I'm very much into shenanigans. So I think with 12 Pokemon, especially with a lot of Tailwind and Trick Room options, if you get both, there's a good opportunity for shenanigans there as well, where alternative forms of speed control, like heck, Mammoth could run Icy Wind. You never know. So I think, yeah, I'd say A tiers is pretty good, but I'm also just like, what kind of crazy techs are people going to pull out? That's what I'm really excited for.
Mm-hmm. Also, just a quick note, if we do rank you either like really high or low, just do, do note that you can always prove us wrong, and please do. All right. Next up, what Schmidt? I think that's their name. I don't know fully, but in any case, we've got ourselves a Mega of Gengar, and I think this is Politoed. So we've got we've got full Perish Song opportunities here.
Yeah, definitely have Fake Out and Liepard for making Parrot Trap a lot easier. Because Gengar itself gets Parrot Song as well, which makes it super dangerous. Blastoise is Fake Out as well. Squivillin is Redirection. So they have a lot of tools for Perish Trap. They have Intimidate in Tauros and Luxray, so they can slow down the opponents. Yeah.
They also managed to grow
But
Pidgeot pretty for a tailwind, so that's nice.
I do think like they're almost like a one-trick pony with Perish Trap because they don't have much else aside from that. Everything else is almost like support,
Hmm.
so it might be easier to counter them.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, like looking at this, if you have another like good ghost type, this might make it a bit harder for this team.
That's true. They do at least have coverage for that with Lipard and Absol. With the absence of a Shed Shell, for example, you really have to rely on your ghost types or your pivoting moves. But I'm sure people will get a lot more creative as well with like Taunt or Throat Chop or other ways of preventing Perish Song. Picking Politoed also does lend itself to a bit of a rain mode, so you can have a bulky Blastoise with Rain Dish and kind of exert some pressure that way. But yeah, I think it is a bit of a one trick pony, but I think that's a pretty darn good pony.
Hmm. Yeah, I look forward to playing against this team. It's gonna be a lot of fun to play against. All right. As for the tier list, we've got. Let me see. Let's see if I can actually find them. I think that's it. Okay. Overall, I think it's like solid at B or at A tier here. What do you guys feel?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah, I'd say like borderline AB, but around I'd say A. Why not?
Let's
can
put
I
A
step
for
out for a
now, and
minute?
then we can reorganize if we go along. As we go along. All right. Next up, Gray Az. We'll just call him Gray. We've got ourselves Mega Greninja, and I guess our only weather setter here is Vanillix. Oh,
We've
we
got
also have
Pelipper
Pelipper.
as
Okay.
well.
So we've got two weather
Yeah,
setters in both snow and rain, and we also have Arch. So this is good. Like you've seen rain with Arch before. It's like bread and butter.
I, oh yeah, I was gonna say I love a good rain with Arch. So it was sad watching my baby boy go to someone else. I am really intrigued by the Vanilluxe pick as well, especially because this team kind of seemed to be lending itself to Greninja, Pelipper, or Chaladon. Mega Greninja could be a pick for that with Ice typing from Protean and blizzards. So that could be another mode. So as a way of kind of avoiding, just being rain. But you've got some good picks on there as well as Runerigus. I think that's how you pronounce that. I don't ever think I've pronounced that one out loud before. Um, as well as Cleavor and Tauros for some more physical damage, as well as some utility with maybe setting up a Stealth Rock with Stone Axe to break Focus Sash or an Intimidate as well.
Hmm. I mean, like Castform will actually get some use with two weather setters.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Uh,
It's very true.
like Vanillus can also just lend itself to be bulky with Aurora Veil. All right.
Yeah, Kangaskhan gets Fake Out. Vanilluxe gets Ally Switch for some reason, which is really funny. Also, Icywind for speed control. It's got, I don't know why it has Magnet Rise, but there's definitely some silliness you can get up to with a dual weather team like this and Castform. I know we were talking about that yesterday in the general chat. So maybe Castform can see some use. I'm excited to see what it can do.
Hmm. All right. As for the tier list, though, Arch and Rain is just generally too very strong to sell. Let me see if I can find them. Who's this again? It's Gray, who I know just uploaded a picture. One second. Let me actually go find the in-team logos. Yes, the Vittini Victory Stars. Okay, there we go. Here we go. Yeah. Overall, just I would say it's an A tier.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next up, we've got Ara Luen. I think that's how I pronounce it. I apologize if I keep getting these wrong. All right.
All right, so there are 3 weather setters, which is definitely interesting.
Mm-hmm. Double weather
3
setter
different weather
again.
setters.
Triple weather.
No, 3. They also have Hippowdon.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
It's giving Raihan's team from from Sword and Shield. They're like 3 weathers in one. So yeah, I think there's a lot of flexibility you can get up to there. With, for example, the Obama Snow Trick Room core that seems to generally be kind of what's built around, with some water types as well to kind of scare away the fire types. But if Hail is a really bad matchup, this team seems that like it can adapt pretty well. I'm curious as to the Torkoal inclusion, just because Leafeon does get chlorophyll, so that could happen. But also, now that I'm looking at it, Trevenant with Harvest as well. Trevenant's a really good Pokemon. I think a really good budget pick for a Trick Room setter and immunity. You can run Frisk, you can run Harvest. There's Ally Switch. There's a ton of shenanigans you can pull off with Trevenant as well. Audino also gets Trick Room if you're really in a pinch and your Trevenant and Oranguru are just in a terrible matchup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, overall, there seem to be like the Torkoal operates well with the Leafeon, but there do seem to be some conflicting choices here. So overall, though, like it does. Arlen has a lot of options, but maybe none that are super synergistic with each other. You need to like generally choose a mode and go for it for each week.
I think the biggest issue is that since the Mega is a weather setter, if you bring Hippowdon or if you bring Torkoal, you're kind of neutering your own Mega and making it worse, which is kind of bad sometimes.
Yeah.
So
with that in mind,
I'd say,
think,
yeah,
with
I'd say
that
probably
in
like
mind,
C tier. Yeah,
yeah,
it's the first one.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. With that in mind, I think we're looking at C to B. I think I'm
Sure,
going
yeah.
C for now.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They definitely have some pieces for each weather, but they're not the strongest pieces, and they do conflict with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't really bring a full rain team, or not rain. You can't bring full sand or full snow or full sun because they don't have enough pieces for that.
Mm-hmm. Maybe with some trades that they can fix those pieces and move up the tier list.
Yep.
All right. Next up, DNW or Danda. Sorry, I keep butchering your names, fellas.
Danda Northwest.
All right. This team I think is really strong. They have a strong Sunsetter. They have Whimsicott to manually set up Sun if needed. They have a Hisuian Typhlosion who can deal insane burst damage. They have Venusaur with Chlorophyll, it's like Sleep Powder for solar beams, for anything like that. And they also have the Zoroark, which can disguise as anything and catch people off guard if needed.
Mm-hmm. This core of 5, just like on paper, is really scary to go against. You've got you get guaranteed Tailwind, and then basically Typhlosion with Choice Scarf and Tailwind Eruption. That sounds like a nightmare to play against.
Yeah, they got a lot of common sun pieces that you would use on a normal VGC team for like Regulation H. So it's really scary that with less available resources for each player, going against a core that's that strong, especially with a bunch of, you know, grass and fire types that cover each other's weaknesses really well. As well as the Zoroark is absolutely bonkers as well, just because you really won't have an idea of what Pokemon you're clicking into, and that can just completely nullify some of your strategies.
Mm-hmm. Overall, this is a really scary team. It's also really synergistic with each other. So overall, like maybe the F tier ticks aren't going to be brought to each battle, but with the core this strong, I can't imagine being anything but an S tier team.
Yeah. I'm not really sure what the lower tiers do, but I'm sure he picked them for a reason, so we'll find out.
If I can only find him, who's this? D&W. Down and on. I think that's him. Okay, there we go. Alright, next up, Random Nautilus, or I think this is Benji.
So we see the Blastoise for 19 points, which is pretty expensive, to be honest. Which led to their free picks not being as high tiered. But they do have some good support. They have Sableye for Fake Out and Rain Dance, Squash, Thunder Wave. Like it can do so many things.
Quash is
Ariados for
annoying to
Speed
play
Control
against.
and Redirection. What?
Quash is annoying to play against, and then we also have like Serena for priority blockage.
Yep. So they could definitely set up a rain team almost.
Right.
They have Redirection.
Ariados,
They have
one of the
Intimidate.
few redirection pieces. Intimidate with Taros. Yeah. Overall, it looks like a pretty decent team.
Yeah, I am curious because there is, as far as I can tell, a relative lack of, you know, traditional speed control forms such as Tailwind or Trick Room. There is Quash, there is String Shot, for example. There is the prevention of priority moves with Serena, but I'm very curious to see how this will kind of shape their team building each week for Blastoise. I've run into a few like tail rim Blastoise teams on the ladder, and that's been scary for me. So I'm very curious as to how. I think Aromatisse can set Trick Room. My bad, but yeah, I am curious as to whether that will lend itself more to a Shell Smash style Mega Blastoise, or if it's going to be really bulky and keep shrugging off hits. So yeah, very very curious to see how this will work out. But they do have a pretty solid Fire Water Grass core in Serena, Ceruledge, and Blastoise too.
Yeah. Overall, it's just a pretty decent team. Remind me, Jolteon does get Lightning Rod, right?
I don't think it does.
It gets Volt Absorb and Quick Feet, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, overall, just a pretty decent team. What are you guys feeling on the tier list?
I'd say B.
I'd say B, yeah.
Just a reminder, you guys can always play a while and prove us wrong. All right, next up to Jesus here. We've got ourselves a really cheap Mega and Scizor, and then so that does lend itself to really strong free picks as well. Kamao, just a really strong option overall. We've got Redirection and Clefable, Charizard. Just Charizard. Do we have Fire Water Grass here? Yeah, Basculegion, Charizard. Is there a grass type in here? Appleton, I guess.
I think they also have a really solid. Again, I don't know if this is really official, but a Dragon Fairy Steel Core, where Komodo can really set itself up with Clangorous Soul, but partner next to a Scizor that can really output heavy damage into the fairy types that might otherwise threaten Komodo. It's definitely going to be a difficult combination to take down, especially with Clefable redirecting, Raichu with fake out support, or Nuzzle, for example. So yeah, I think that complementary type advantages as well will be pretty hard to break.
And Ditto is always scary in Draft League. They can bring anything.
Yeah.
Bring your Mega. You want to bring your Mega out? Oh, oops! They have an extra Mega now.
Yeah.
Charizard is definitely an interesting choice. They don't seem to be running Sun, which is what Charizard's best in. But everything else seems good. Frostlass is like mild speed control.
Yep.
Yeah, it does seem like they have kind of reactive counters to each weather. So you've got Charizard for the sun, Frostlass for the hail, Basculegion for the rain, and Crocodile maybe, or Overcoat Komodo for the sand. As well as Scissor. So I think they have a good idea of what they want to build around, and they can adapt it for pretty flexibly with their lower tier picks, depending on what weather is coming each week.
Yeah, overall, that seems like pretty strong team being able to adapt to most things they see. So overall, I think this is a strong A to an S tier pick. All right. Yeah.
I'd say A. I also remembered that I kind of wanted Salazzle. It does get Dragon Cheer, a fast Dragon Cheer into a Komodo or potentially an Appleton in Trick Room. It could be really dangerous as well. I really wanted Salazzle. I was kind of mad. It's got Encore, Fake Out. You could do Focus Sash Endeavor if you're feeling insane. It's got Disable, Acid Spray. Lots of, I'm going to keep saying shenanigans, but really, really big disruption and shenanigan potential with that when you have no idea what's coming every week.
Mm-hmm. This is helping me learn a lot as well. Just like I'm primarily a TCG player, so this is helping me learn a lot here. All right, cool.
I was looking at a lot of movesets instead of doing my work this week.
All right. Next up, Jasmine. We've got ourselves Mega Ampharos. Which remind me, this is a slow. Just electric type, right?
Yeah, I think it's 45 base speed. I think we can't really see Jasmine's picks on your screen if you're for streaming purposes.
There we go.
Yeah, there it is.
We'll just move that over there, and then we'll just move it back once we gets to the next check. Yeah, thank you. Sorry about that. We've got ourselves Ninetales for weather. Klefki is Klefki Prankster?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So it gives you screens and other stuff along with it.
This definitely wants to be a Trick Room team, and she definitely got 3 different Trick Room setters: Mimikyu, Klefki, Slowbro. So, and like Klefki and Slowbro and Mimikyu are very hard to take down in one turn.
Mm-hmm.
So with a mental herb, they can get Trick Room up like pretty consistently and start dominating things with Clawitzer, Ampharos, Lycanroc. So even Slowbro can hit pretty hard. Mm-hmm. So they definitely have a pretty good Trick Room team, if I'd say so.
Mm-hmm. No fire.
Yeah, they also do have.
Yeah, no fire or grass water's core, but still a pretty strong team here.
Yeah, they also have Tailwind and Disruption options with Vivillon as well, with Compound Ice Sleep Powder. It also gets Friend Guard as well, which is pretty solid. I've never been a huge Vivillon believer, but when I was looking for Tailwind options, it was certainly looking nice. But it's definitely got some manual weather options as well. But yeah, usually you will see like a Compound Ice Sleep Powder Tailwind set. It also gets Pollen Puff. It can go Quiver Dance if you're feeling crazy. So they also have somewhat of a Tailwind mode here where they could, I forget Clawitzer speed tier, but you could work with Hawlucha, maybe Lycanroc. Starmie can also set Trick Room, but I think it's more of a another water pick as well.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, Ninetales is always good for extra added bulk as well for your entire team.
I do think it's interesting they brought Klefki if they already have Ninetales for screens, but
Mm-hmm. Overall, though,
Klefki does get magic. Yeah, Klefki gets magic, which cuts down other people's items. There's like it's some kind of utility.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, overall,
we're just leaking everyone's game.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
It also gets Switcheroo as well. So you can really lock in a more passive opponent into a Choice Scarf, for example, which could be very interesting. You could also do some Imprison Trick Room, which I don't know if this team would really look forward to doing, but that's also an option. You do get a good combination of, I'm just realizing this now, some Pokemon that are weak to fire, like Rotom Frost, Ninetales, and Klefki, but then having a lot of fire type counters as well with Slowbro, Clawitzer, and Lycanroc, as well as Starmie. So yeah, I think there's pretty good potential in this team for sure, with a lot of the more niche, less expected support moves that Klefki or other Pokemon might get.
And to counter to help with the water types, we have Ampharos here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Overall, though, yeah, pretty decent. I'm thinking pretty solid A or B to A here.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Jasmine, I believe you put this one.
I really did like that one. That was really funny.
Well, are you trying to counter my guard jump or something? But yeah.
No, just the Hell Michigan Chargers. Yeah.
All right. Next up here, let me change this back over. Boop. Yeah, there we go. We are on to the next one. Terra Funny. Does this look good, by the way?
Yeah,
Yep.
looks great.
Okay, cool.
All right, so they started off with the Mega Venusaur, which Venusaur is a pretty good Mega. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's worth 18 points, to be honest. I think they probably overpaid for it a bit, but they have a good Fire Water Grass core. They seem to be running Palance with Incineroar, Palafin, Mega Venusaur. They have they have a lot of fake out on their team. They have I think 3 different users. They have Sun
Yeah.
They have Sun in case you want to run Chlorophyll Venusaur as well. So definitely
Yeah,
a lot
I
of solid
think.
options.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think Venusaur is one of those Pokemon that can function on its own in and out of its Mega. So definitely that Ninetales with the Sun setup is really big for Venusaur's versatility. Yeah, with a lot of the fake out or pivoting on the team, you could definitely set up maybe a growth or two before you just start beating everything with sludge bombs or solar beams or earth powers.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's definitely a lot of options from that core alone, and of course, Incineroar is really good support. So I'm excited to see what how they use Incineroar, because I know it's usually kind of locked into one move set, like on the ladder, for example. But I think it can really shine in draft with all of the nuts support moves it has that might be less popular.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, overall, just a good, like a lot, as you guys said, it's a lot of variety, and it makes it a little bit harder to plan against. So yeah, just feels pretty solid here.
Yeah.
As for the tier list, what are you guys feeling?
Uh, but could you go back to the thing first? I need to look at it one more time. I'd say A tier, actually.
A tier.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We're learning that people have gone pretty solid drafts, despite the limited pool of Pokemon. I think there's like what, only a
Yeah, the
couple.
board was picked clean towards the end.
Yeah, like my two picks that like my I took two before my last round of picks. I left five it's Pokemon in the C tier that I wanted. All of them got taken.
Oof.
So yeah, no, definitely crazy for here. All right, next up we've got ourselves Nate, who got Skill Villains with Mega, and then we also have Tyrantars for Sand.
Yep.
That's what I'm noticing initially. What are you guys noticing?
I'm seeing like they definitely have the sand, but they don't have a lot to support. They have Lycanroc, which is good for sand as well. They have Polion, they have Stunfisk. So they have to have a decent sand core. Swivelin is always kind of decent, especially with like Weirdier. Weirdier and Polion can do the skill swap, Intimidate, to actively competitive. They're good against water types with Toxicroak, who has dry skin.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot of utility on their team, and obviously Hydreigon can do a ton of damage.
Mm-hmm. Hydreigon
I
was a
hadn't
good
even
pre-pick
thought
here.
about the skill swap intimidate. That's so sick.
Mm-hmm. The
Yeah,
Stunfisk and
very.
Emolga do
Mhm.
seem to be conflicting, but then again, they're F tiers, so.
There's always budget this quick. Yeah, I am really curious that Scovillain. I was really excited to see that Scovillain popped off, not in a way that I don't know if anyone would have expected. But I'm excited to see how it functions as a mega, especially around some of these bulkier attackers that would really benefit from a lot of fighting types getting burned. For example, in Tyranitar's case. So really excited to see how they would use those tools to their advantage.
Hmm.
They definitely seem to be using a trick room type team. They only have the one trick room set, which is a little bit concerning.
Hmm. Yeah, and luckily the Weirder does have first, so it can also just scope out items. Actually, I'm just gonna check real quick. How many of the megas are physical attackers here?
Hmm.
Uh,
Or
Not a ton
special,
of them actually.
honestly.
I think a good bit are special, honestly.
So burning might be a bit rough. Getting like sure there are a bunch of physical attackers elsewhere on the board, but the burns may not be as effective against the big dogs of the other teams. But overall, still feels pretty solid. Like you've got really solid damage deal and Sylveon as well. So uh,
They could
looks
burn their own Conkeldurr for guts as
yeah,
well.
this is
My
true.
God, wait, that's so smart.
Oh my goodness, yeah, wow.
And Conkeldurr gets Brutal Swing, which hits all adjacent Pokemon. So that is
Yeah,
it's kind of a Aqua Jet weakness policy or Surf weakness policy kind of way of triggering that on yourself, which is really smart. So yeah, that could also be an option, especially in Trick Room. That's so funny. I wouldn't have clocked that ever.
Wow. Okay, well, I think that feels like it bumps that up a tier for me. uh, who was
taking
this?
everyone's strategies.
This is Nate. Uh,
If people watch the video, they'll see what to expect.
mm-hmm. Overall, I still think this is an A tier. Maybe S,
Yep.
but just still feels just like an A.
Hmm.
All right.
Mhm.
Next up, we've got you, KrishKabob. Do you want to explain?
Yeah, it is me.
Yeah, do you want to go over your team?
Yeah. So I mean, I have the Mega Tyranitar for 18 points, which I think I did overpay for a little bit. But then for sand pieces, I have Excadrill with Sand Rush and Sand Force, Heliolisk with Sand Veil, um, and then I just have a bunch of supporting pieces. Battle Legion's obviously like super strong. I have Tail Room with Talonflame and Hatterene, and then a bunch of middling speed people that can take advantage of both.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've got
I think every
Intimidate with
Pokemon in this game
Arbok.
gets
I'm not
bounced.
sure what the Helios is for. What is this for?
Well, a Sand Veil, so it can do pretty well in sand. As Electro Web, it can do as Shed Tail. It can do a lot of things.
Yeah, it's movable. I think a lot more Pokemon in this game get Ally Switch or Breaking Swipe as well, so it can be a good option. I also think it can really shut down a good bit of the water types, for example, that might threaten Tyranitar or Talonflame. So yeah, I think there's a lot of. I mean, Basculegion and Talonflame on their own are just so good. Um, so yeah, I think there's a lot of flexibility there. Also, don't sleep on Hisuian Decidueye. That thing is kind of bonkers. Get it in Tailwind or Trick Room, and it can use Scope Lens, Triple Arrows, Leaf Blade to its advantage. It can set Tailwind itself, I believe, if you want it to be a little more supportive. But it's surprisingly tanky too.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I'm not sure
Also,
Scopelands is in the game though. Is it in the game?
Scopelands is in the game, yeah, because I used my first team that I used in Champions was or had a Hisuian Decidueye with Scope Lens. And so
Okay.
with Scope Lens and a high crit move like Triple Arrows or Leaf Blade, that is a 50% chance to get a critical hit every attack. And if Decidueye is moving faster, if you get it under the right speed control, you also have I think it might be a 20% chance to flinch, and it has a 30% chance to drop defense. I forget if those are switched around, but sometimes it is the casino of getting a critical hit, defense drop, and then a flinch cannot be matched. So I think you'll at least have a lot of fun with this Decidueye, especially if you can choose what matchups it's really good in, like you can in draft.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. So you have a lot of tools at your disposal, but most importantly, you have your mascot Meganium.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. All right. What do you what do you feel like you are at right here?
I'm
I
triple S tier.
wonderful. You get we. You probably get A here, A
I was
tier,
gonna
and
say,
then
I feel
maybe
like
S.
he should recuse himself from his own rating. I'd say A. I'd say A is pretty good.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we've got ourselves Anna, our friend Anna. All right.
Definitely seems to be the Mega Altaria is pretty solid with Pixelate.
Mhm,
It's also the only Dragon Fairy type I think ever, so it's a unique typing. Pretty interesting to use.
mhm.
They have a lot of slow Trick Room people they can use, like Araquanid, Slowbro, Diggersby. Uh, they also
Aurorus
have
is
a
pretty
lot of
slow if I
fast.
remember correctly.
hmm And a snow warning, so they have some weather control there.
Hmm.
Mm.
Aerodactyl, the best tailwind center in the non-pretty sure tailwind center in the game. That's also gives you Rock Slide, dual wind bait. That stuff is good.
Wide Guard,
Hmm. Hey,
Infernape
Yeah.
as fake out,
I
Simsage as
gotta.
fake out.
We have 3 Wide Guard users.
Do not use spread moves against Anna at all. I also like kind of what I noted before. I forget who it was now, but Altaria, Aegislash, and Infernape synergize together pretty well with Aegislash and Infernape taking away the Fairy and Steel types that might threaten Altaria's damage. Infernape and Altaria taking away the Dark types that might threaten Aegislash's damage as well. So also something to consider where they have a pretty good uh, defensive and offensive core already. And then you add in really slow, heavy hitters like Araquanid or Slowbro that can have really wacky move sets that can throw you off and also hit surprisingly hard. So I'd say that in combination with Aerodactyl, which, yeah, one of the best tailwind setters in the game, period,
Hmm.
looks to be really interesting and fun to build around.
Yeah, and let's not forget about Chimecha. This thing has a lot more support than I was expecting. It has heal
Was there a
belt.
color switch?
It gives it gives
Anna
both.
just joined the call as we're rating the team. That's
Lol.
kind of fun.
Wonderful. Okay, well enjoy the company here.
I said her name 3 times in the mirror, y'all. I'm sorry. But yeah, what do you think? Is there anything else? Or you were mentioning Chimeko, my bad.
Yeah, Chimecho has a lot more support than I thought. Has levitate, it gives you both screens. It gives you like ally switch. It gives you heal bell, the only status healing move in the entire game right now. Yeah, just overall a lot. Uh, yeah, overall I think this is good A tier.
Everyone's an A
Yeah,
tier.
Everyone's an A tier. I'm sorry for you three, my
we're
friends.
getting a very big meme here.
Hmm. All right, next
I
up.
didn't realize they killed aromatherapy from the game. That's so sad.
Yeah, they took away aromatherapy and they took it. They took heal bell away from everything except for Chimecho.
Jeez, that's hurtful.
Hmm. Yeah, I really wanted this thing. Good snipe from Anna here. All right, Coterie, who got sniped to oblivion at the beginning. But yeah, massively overpaid for Gardevoir. And then, but we do have still a pretty solid team regardless. More Pekko. Don't. This thing's a beast. It gets fake out, parting shot, and the aura reel does make it pretty fast if you just let it stay on the field. You also have fake out from Raichu as well, so these two kind of fill similar roles, but Raichu does give you a psychic. All right, what else have you guys noticing?
Altaria.
They have like a lot of utility. So they have like Maushold for redirection, Tauros for intimidate. They have like a few dedicated attackers like Scizor, Lamora, Gardevoir, and then everything else is like a support hybrid.
So it can react to basically anything.
Yeah, Mudsteel is always a sleeper pick for low tiers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Coteries a very defensive oriented player, so like, all the support makes a lot of sense.
And Clamora can be more of a choice scarf user. Can also set up those toxic spikes that can break sashes, and kind of wear the team down that way as well. Kind of like
What
you were
happens if
saying,
you
giving to that defensive playstyle.
what happens if you beat up your own Gilmora? Does it launch toxic spikes
It
on the
spreads
opponent or on
toxic
you?
spikes. I honestly, it might spread toxic spikes on the other side. I kind of forget. I can look that up really quick while
Mm-hmm.
we keep going.
Yeah, we've got Delphox, Samurott. Do we have a grass type here? No, not, but still, they cover for each other's weaknesses pretty well, and then just we've got a lot of individual pieces for support that really just like yeah, like decent damage all around. So interesting to plan against, that's for sure. Like, you've got a lot of
Oh yeah.
you gotta be having multiple plans to respond to anything he throws at you.
I do think Samurott and Tauros on the same team are kind of redundant because they both kind of fill the same role.
Mm-hmm.
But
But
Samurott's one like tier one or 1 point anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
mm-hmm. Overall, like, maybe like the picks aren't the strongest. Granted, they did get sniped to oblivion, so some of the picks may not be as synergistic uh, as that they should be. But overall, I know Coterie skill as a player. They're going to be just fine. Um, all right. Overall, though, like, the picks probably around like low A, high B, but they'll probably end up doing pretty fine here. What are you guys thinking?
I think the picks themselves is probably B, but then like then
The
the
play will
play,
elevate it for sure.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next up, we've got ourselves you, Juice. Do you want to explain your own team?
Guys. Oh man. All right. So the plan was to do Mega Meganium, and then I bid one above the minimum on Feraligatr, and the rest is history. So I kind of had to adapt on the fly. Thankfully, my Feraligatr gets some really good supporting pieces off the bat because of its um really low cost for me that I was able to get Sneasler and Sinistcha with it. I also was in the builder cooking up straight buns with Meowstick, but they're shenanigans, so that'll be fun. I really was looking for a Tailwind setter, but honestly, at this point, it might make my team worse. So
Mm-hmm.
You have
it's
a tailwind
crazy.
setter. Doesn't Voting Fan get it?
Like,
I've got I'm sorry,
yeah, most of your
the fan
Pokemon
does not
are
get it.
slow here. No, like, the Sneasler
A
can't
good bit of the
operate
Pokemon are
outside of
bulky
Trick
as
Room
well.
anyway.
Yeah. They kind of exist. I wanted to do more of a tail room style. So maybe I should have picked up my tail ones earlier. But I kept thinking, I kind of kept being the diamond miner, like this one will surely not get sniped. This one will surely not get sniped. And then I got Rotom Fan. There are some interesting speed control options, I think, still, with like Scarf Chandelure or Thunderwave from Meowstick. I also think Garganacl can be very interesting. It's got Wide Guard. It's got Soul Cure, can definitely slow the pace of the game down a good bit. I'm personally very excited to see how this will work out. I have some general ideas for what I want this team to look like, or like silly combinations that I can do. I don't think it's nearly as good as the Archelon Rain team from last year, but I think I'm gonna be a lot more cavalier in what I decide to do. So I think this will be very boom or bust season for me is my projection for myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Overall, still a really cool team. Unfortunately, I think we may need to throw you into B tier.
That's fine. I'll prove us all wrong and then drop to D tier real quick. Don't worry.
Alright, alright. Alright, please do. No, you'll do just fine anyway. All right,
Yeah,
next
we have
up,
both.
we've got ourselves Darth Morton, Starmie. Uh,
Next Army for 6 points is kind of ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie.
well,
Yeah,
I mean, like near the bottom of the tier, we were able to get our megas for pretty darn cheap. There wasn't a ton of competition left.
that's true.
Hmm.
Doesn't have a ton of physical move pool, which might be a bit of an issue. It does have the classic like liquidation, aqua jet, and psycho cut. It does have ice spinner as well. It has giga impact if you're feeling insane. You could
Triple Axle.
maybe do some facade shenanigans with that. It also gets bulk up with pretty decent defenses despite a low HP. So it could also dish out a lot of damage, and it might not need a ton of coverage to be able to hit stupid hard.
Hmm.
And reminder, it does have triple axle, which is 120 base power if all three hits
It does
connect.
not have triple axle. That would be nuts.
I think it did have. Wait, did it have it in different gen? I think.
Hmm. Interesting.
I think Gen 9 had triple axle.
Hmm. I am noticing that. Oh wait, Toucanon has a tailwind. I thought they had no tailwind, but they do have two Trick Room users in Spiritomb and Gallade. Um, yeah, and they should most. I'm noticing that most of their team here is actually trick like in the speed tier that you want Trick Room here. So this might be the. Is this the only hard Trick Room team in the format here?
No, I think Jasmine's team was a bit more hard trick room with Ampharos. Eh, eh.
Hmm. Yeah. Still an interesting team here. Of course, you've got Volcarona for the extra. Just like if you let this thing go on for too long, it will sweep your team. So.
It also has Rage Powder as well. Rage Powder Flame Body can always be a strong combination.
Hmm. I'm really scared for
Blade is
Snorlax.
ridiculously strong.
Hmm.
Sharpness boosted Sacred Swords are just absurd.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah, Galate's my
And
boy. Love this fella.
yeah, and King Gambit is King Gambit. Like, not much to say there. It does threaten off a lot of maybe ghost types, that would threaten Starmie, like your Aegislashes or your Gengars, for example, that might be a bit problematic. And then Gallade threatens off some of the dark types as well. So pretty strong coverage. I am really interested in some of the more niche picks, or maybe ones that were never on my radar, like Snorlax and Pikachu. So yeah, very very curious as to how those will be utilized. A Spiritomb as well. Um, things that are Pokemon that I never would have thought of drafting for my well, maybe for my own team, but really curious to see how they get utilized for Darth Morton.
Hmm. Yeah.
Pikachu has Light Ball really, really hard.
Yeah, it
Like,
does hit really
you'd be
hard.
surprised.
Yeah, overall still feels like a really solid team to play against. They have a lot of tools available to them. How are you feeling on where they're at?
I'd say probably S tier, honestly.
Hmm. Yeah, they
I
got a
feel
lot
like
of options available to them. Uh, any other thoughts before we move on?
Nah, let's go on and see how many ground immunities you have.
All right, let's count. 1, 2, 3, uh, 4, 5. I should have.
6.
Yeah,
Six with
I have
Delphox.
Delphox.
6. I have 6 ground immunity, so this obviously my plan is to just earthquake spam with Garchomp here.
Yep.
Yeah.
I do have
Yeah.
options for like Disquake as well with Rotom. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then if you try to play really passively around that, you can get some Alcremie decorate shenanigans set up. Noivern can set up Tailwind to make an already fast Garchomp even faster, just outspeed everything while you invest more heavily in attack and dish out a bunch of Earthquake damage. Um,
Both
I'm
Earthworm
curious to
and
see.
Gyarados can dish out earthquakes as well. Chestnut is a good foil to Delphox. It can just sit there and threaten the dark and ghost types that threaten it. But yeah,
Yeah,
Greninja with Freddy and shenanigans as well. just I do feel like I have a ton of synergy with my team here.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think the
I was seeing all of the ground immunities as we were talking about the draft, and I was like, noticing a trend.
mhm,
Um, so yeah, I think finding ways to, because you know that will be the main strategy, but finding other smaller strategies like Disquake or other things with maybe Delphox and Gardevoir, for example, or a Rogue Alcremie could really throw a wrench in your plans too. So
mhm. Like my biggest concern is wide guard, but I think I can play around it. But
yeah,
yeah,
you can always run taunt on something.
mhm. Yeah. Overall, though, I do feel like I have a pretty synergistic core here, and I should be able to. Uh, you guys need to plan around me. Like I can probably just brute force most of my brute force most of my damage through. So yeah, I do think it's pretty strong. But what are you guys' opinions? Like, where do you think I should be at?
we should put you in, I think, D tier.
Wonderful.
Too many ground immunities. I'd say A to S. I feel like we had a lot more in A than I was thinking of, so I definitely think there's some maybe sub tiering or like sliding down up or down that we could do. But I'd say like this one's A bordering on S. I think that can be said for a couple of the other A tier teams as well.
Yep, I agree.
I think I'll just put an S for now, and then yeah.
No bias whatsoever.
I'm the host. I get to choose.
That's true.
All right, but yeah, I think this is what we'll have for now. Thanks so much for joining, friends. Yeah,
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm Elko, and Thanks for watching the podcast here. We're gonna have the uh, good luck to everyone on their games. Have a great time.
Yep.
Yeah, good luck everyone.
Yep. Have a good day.